Hello everyone and welcome to my Sister Wives Gossip. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Kroy Biermann, a prisoner of Kim Zolciak for 13 years. RHOA alum and former pro NFL player Kroy Biermann claims that he was a prisoner of Kim Zolciak for 13 years. He has been struggling with his estranged wife for over a year now, and it is not getting any easier. Now she has made some claims about him, but he has his own story to tell. Keep reading for more details. Kroy Biermann, a prisoner of Kim Zolciak for 13 years. When Kroy Biermann and Kim Zolciak filed for divorce, it was a big shock as they seemed so in love. Not only did he adopt her 2 children from previous relationships, but they had 4 additional children together. From meeting on RHOA, the couple landed their own spin-off, Don't Be Tardy, and lived a life of luxury. Sadly, they had several lawsuits, owed over $1 million to the IRS, and their home was facing foreclosure. Eventually, they ended their marriage and threw allegations at one another. They did try to reconcile, but that did not fix anything, so they proceeded with the dissolution of the marriage. Things took an aggressive turn, and the police were called repeatedly to the home. Kroy called Kim out for having a gambling addiction and excessive spending. Now, he is trying to force the sale of their home, as she wants it priced higher than he deems necessary. He just wants it sold so it won't go into foreclosure, thus affecting his credit. Kim has since come out and alleged she pays for everything and Kroy wants her back, but he is doubling down on that story. He took to his Instagram stories to share how he feels and his truth. First, Kroy Biermann shared a handful of slides about narcissism to set the stage. Then he explained that he had been a prisoner of Kim Zolciak for 13 years. More so, he called out the TMZ interview where she claimed there were also allegations that their eldest child, Biermann, pays for more than Kroy does. He now appears to want to speak his truth as he has been silenced for way too long. Fans slam Kim. After seeing Kim Zolciak's interview about her and Kroy Biermann, fans were not on her side in the slightest. They felt that she was the one responsible for the family's downfall due to her various addictions and needed to get a proper job. They do not think that he wants her back, as she claims, and believe Kim drained Kroy dry. So it is clear whatever Kroy has to say, followers are listening. The saga of former Real Housewives of Atlanta star Kim Zolciak and her estranged husband, ex-NFL player Kroy Biermann, has taken so many twists and turns that even Bravo couldn't script it better. Once hailed as the fairy tale couple of Atlanta, a blonde bombshell and her athlete prince, they're now a headline-making cautionary tale of what happens when fame, fortune, and dysfunction mix into a volatile cocktail. But in recent months, fans have started to wonder if Kroy Biermann is less Kim's equal partner and more her captive, a man chained by loyalty, manipulation, and circumstance. Is Kroy truly free to walk away from Kim, or has he become her prisoner forever? The fairy tale beginning. When Kim and Kroy first met during a 2010 charity event featured on RHOA, it looked like the stuff of reality TV magic. She was glamorous, fiery, and unapologetically herself. He was calm, steady, and smitten from the start. Their chemistry exploded on screen, and by 2011, the pair had tied the knot in a lavish ceremony televised for Bravo audiences. At the time, fans swooned. Kroy seemed to tame Kim's wild ways. He'd adopted her 2 daughters from previous relationships, and together they went on to welcome 4 more children. For a while, it seemed like Kim had traded the chaotic housewives drama for the wholesome life of a doting wife and mother. But fairy tales don't always last. Financial shackles. Part of what makes fans speculate that Kroy is trapped lies in the couple's financial situation. In recent years, reports of foreclosures, tax liens, mounting debt, and unpaid credit cards have dominated the headlines. Kroy, who retired from the NFL in 2016, hasn't had a steady income since hanging up his cleats. Kim, meanwhile, leaned on Bravo appearances, social media influencing, and her ill-fated reality spin-off Don't Be Tardy. But once Bravo pulled the plug, money dried up. Fans speculate that Kim's constant taste for luxury, designer bags, wigs, plastic surgery, and extravagant vacations dug them into a hole. And Kroy, who once had millions from his football career, has allegedly burned through much of it trying to keep Kim happy. This dynamic paints a picture of Kroy as Kim's financial prisoner, working endlessly to maintain her lifestyle even when it's sinking them both. The financial troubles are one thing, but Rayole fans point to something deeper: Kim's alleged emotional control over Kroy. On Don't Be Tardy, Kim often portrayed Kroy as her yes man. He quit his football career early, some argue, to serve as Kim's chauffeur, manager, and personal security. He seemed to orbit entirely around her world. Fans remember how he drove her everywhere, often appearing more like a bodyguard than a husband. Critics say Kim demanded this level of devotion and engineered a relationship where Kroy couldn't, or wouldn't, say no. This dynamic fuels the narrative that he is emotionally tethered, perhaps even manipulated, into staying despite the chaos. Divorce drama. The breakup that wasn't. In 2023, the couple filed for divorce, twice. Each time, the split devolved into explosive accusations, with Kroy alleging Kim had gambling addictions and Kim accusing Kroy of controlling behavior. The custody battle over their children grew ugly. But then, just as quickly as the divorce headlines made waves, they backtracked. The couple withdrew their filings, claiming they were reconciling. This hot and cold cycle has repeated enough that fans are confused and worried. To some, the repeated reconciliations suggest that Kroy can't break free, even when he tries. Each attempt to walk away ends in a return to Kim's side, as if she still has a hold over him. A house divided. The couple's Georgia mansion has become a battleground. Once flaunted on TV as a palace of excess, it's now a symbol of their shared entrapment. With foreclosure threats looming, the house embodies their toxic cycle, both desperate to hold on to it, yet unable to escape the burden. Neighbors have reported tense arguments spilling outside. Paparazzi photos capture them looking more like combatants than lovers. But despite the toxic environment, neither seems capable of fully moving on. Fans react, sympathy or side-eye. On social media, Rayole fans are divided. Some sympathize with Kroy, calling him a good man who sacrificed everything for Kim, only to be dragged down. They see him as a victim of her manipulation, stuck in a marriage he can't escape because of finances, children, and emotional ties. Others are less forgiving, pointing out that Kroy is an adult man who chose to stay. They argue that he isn't a prisoner, but rather a willing participant in Kim's chaotic kingdom. The kids factor. Perhaps the strongest chain binding Kroy is his devotion to his children. Kroy has always been portrayed as a loving, hands-on father. Walking away from Kim would mean disrupting the family unit he worked so hard to build. Even when divorce papers were filed, custody battles seemed like a nightmare for him. Insiders have claimed he would rather endure Kim's chaos than lose time with his kids. In this sense, his role as father keeps him locked in place. Prisoner or partner? So, is Kroy truly a prisoner of Kim Zolciak? In one sense, yes. He seems bound by loyalty, finances, and the emotional weight of their history together. Every time he edges toward freedom, he gets pulled back into Kim's orbit. But in another sense, no, Kroy is not without agency. He has repeatedly chosen to stay, even when exits presented themselves. Whether out of love, fear, or duty, his choices have kept him tethered. Perhaps the truth lies in between. Kroy is both prisoner and partner, bound by chains partly of Kim's making and partly his own. What's next? For fans of Rayole, the Biermann-Zolciak saga is far from over. The looming questions remain. Will Kroy finally break free, or will he remain in Kim's shadow forever? Can the couple's finances recover, or would bankruptcy force them apart? And if Bravo comes calling again, would they both jump at the chance to film their chaos for a paycheck? If reality TV has taught us anything, it's that the most dramatic storylines never end quietly. Whether as a prisoner or a partner, Kroy Biermann's fate with Kim Zolciak will continue to play out in the public eye, and fans, equal parts fascinated and horrified, will be watching every step.